Hello and good afternoon. It's July 25th and it's raining here in Massachusetts. So after the past several months of my life, finishing up my junior year of college, going through the remains of a breakup from last summer. It's been a long year. So here we are after a long several months, and I am doing fantastic. I figured out that when people treat you like shit, when they say things about you behind your back, when they don't treat you the way you deserve, when they just overall don't care about you, especially if they're your friend, it all builds up, and then you figure out after the last straw that if you have nothing nice to say to me as my friend, don't talk to me. I am not going to put up with this. This is not worth my time. And I discovered after doing this, after dealing with the last upheavals of the emotions from last year's breakup, which was more than just a we can't be together anymore. It was a lot involved. Meeting new people, dating new guys, making new friends, basically starting over here and there within, the different aspects of my life. And it took a boy who was quite a few years younger than me, because I'm 24 and I'm in college, dating him for a few weeks, and him having such a laundry list of BS to tell me when he'd only really known me for a month or so. Coming to me and saying, I can't be with you because of all these reasons. And then basically having it reaffirmed by some other friends that, yeah, you're all this, and I just decided, it's like, I know myself better than that. I'm sorry that they feel that way. I'm sorry that we have to have this debacle. But I discovered that I love them dearly, but they are not the authority on me as a person. So I decided that after all the crap I'd been through with my digestive disease, my anxiety, the remnants of depression, getting through junior year of college, and basically being alone as an independent female for the first time in 6 years, that I was done with all of that. I called my ex-boyfriend, who is still one of my best friends, even though we went through a really, really horrendous breakup last summer. I called him up and I said, can you come over to my dorm? And he did. And I said, look, you and I are pretty clear on what happened and why it happened and what it's now done to us as people. And yes. And then I said, okay, well, all that plus what has just been recently happening, my disease, my anxiety, the rude, kind of mean things that my friends had to say about me, a lot of it went on behind my back. It's not important to go into detail, so I won't. So to him I said, I'm done. I feel like I've put up with enough, and I've allowed myself to be kind of walked on a little bit, so to speak. And I told him, I'm done. If they don't want to be friends with me, I don't care. Basically, long story short, as much as I hated to be involved in that silly high school-esque drama, what I'm basically trying to get at is, after all the crap you go through, no matter if you're my age or older, it's all bullshit. You all go through bullshit. Health issues, divorces, breakups, family issues, friend issues, school issues, all that. It comes to a point where you can either continue to bury yourself and have a woe is me and all this I deserve it and I'm just gonna wade through the bullshit, or you say I'm done and you move on. You no longer accept the friend bullying. You no longer accept people picking at you and making fun of you. You no longer accept being walked on. You very promptly and very quickly say, enough. I am going to be the adult, as much as the adult as I can be at 24. I'm kind of in the in-between stages of being an adult. I'm going to be the adult, and I'm going to leave the situation. I am going to embrace being single after having a few fling relationships in 6 months. I'm going to embrace my independence as a single woman, student. I'm going to focus on my schoolwork because I'm going to be a senior and I will damn well graduate having done a lot of awesome shit. Being in plays, involved in chorus, art, my pagan club that I started at school. And my ex-boyfriend was like, good, I'm finally glad you're doing that. And it was nice to have his support, even though we fought here and there in this conversation that lasted about 2 hours. So in doing so, in accepting, in basically saying, I'm no longer accepting this, I am starting over with my life, I'm not gonna go seeking a new boyfriend, I'm not even gonna bother with guys. If one happens to fall in my lap, whatever, but I am not seeking men. I'm basically focusing on myself, and that's what you have to do when you go through a lot of crap. You have to stop, leave the crap behind you, and focus on yourself. It's your turn. It's your time to heal. It's your time to rebuild your life. And that's what I did, which is why you haven't seen me. So, I did. And the very next day I woke up, and yeah, I still had a little bit of resentment, and I was still a little upset and hurt about what was said about me, and the way things happened. If, things happened in a poor manner. Had they happened differently, things might have been different, but the way things happened and how they happened, and what actually was said, even though I still harbored some ill feelings about that, I simply said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything to me as a person. I am bigger than the bullshit. It won't hurt me. I'm not going to accept it, allow it to burden me. I am done. So I woke up the next morning feeling amazing. I felt renewed. I was not angry. I was happy. I woke up and said, I'm going to go to class, do this work, see these friends, and have a good goddamn time doing it. And I did. I basically cleansed myself of all the impurities and all the crap that I had been burdened with. And I was done. So, when we do this, when we go through these things in our life and we cleanse ourselves and start over, however way we think is appropriate to start over for our specific situation, I noticed now, July looking back to February, March, April, May, that holy crap, we change our karma. We basically, when we take charge like that, we allow good things to come into our life. When we consciously say, I'm done with this, I'm starting over with this, I'm a renewed person starting now, we get rid of all the crap, all the bad things, the dark things, we open our lives up and allow ourselves to, how do I word this? We open ourselves up for the universe to say, that was a good thing you just did there for yourself. Good job. Here's what you really deserve. But not until then. If I was still miserable and going from, guy to guy and kind of being still depressed and saying, oh, woe was me, I was cheated on and this and that and the next thing or whatever the hell the situation may be, I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now. Because the universe won't reward me. I don't deserve a universal gold medal or a reward or anything. So remember that next time you're going through all the bullshit. The universe is not going to give you the good and awesome things that you probably deserve until you realize that you're, number one, doing this to yourself. By being miserable, you're kind of doing it to yourself in many ways, not always. Sometimes you're depressed because you're just depressed and you're not doing it to yourself. A lot of the times you're doing it to yourself. So, my challenge to you, all of you, is pins and needles, is if there's something in your life, or lots of things in your life, that's keeping you down and it's making you miserable, cut it out of your life. Because only when you do that and you realize that you were suffering and hurting your own life by keeping it around, basically, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to hurt yourself. And you're going to keep getting buried. So after this, no more than a few weeks had gone by after my renewal, and I was happy again. I felt lighter and purer. I met someone in my hometown the week I moved back from college for the summer. We went to high school together, and it's been magic ever since. I'm happy. I've maintained a healthy weight, which is hard with my disease. I haven't had a flare-up with my disease since, right before we started talking and hanging out, and then dating, and then becoming an official couple about 3 months ago. So there's that. I feel happier. I have a lot of fun in my life now. And I feel like I did myself a great service by doing what I did. Cutting the ties to the crap that was keeping me down. I recognized I was miserable, so I got rid of the misery and everything attached to it. I still talk to the people. I'm still friends with the people that I was having issues with. But there's a distance. They're not my best friends. They're my friends. And that's it. I've recognized since having issues the past year who my true friends are, and I've kept them as close as anything. And I am the happiest I've probably been in nearly 24 years. I'm exhausted now, which is why I'm not bouncing with energy. But I'm doing quite well. And I encourage all of you to try and do the same. Because clearly it worked for me, and I'm pretty average. There's nothing particularly amazingly special about me. I'm just like everybody else. So if that worked for me, and here I am happy, and looking forward to an amazing future with my boyfriend, I'm sure the same formula will work for all of you. So I encourage you to do that for yourselves. It's awesome. Remember, the universe will not reward you and open up your life to all these new awesome paths until you take it upon yourself and take responsibility for the crap going on in your life. And you move on from it. Karma. I think it's karma. But it's awesome. Good luck with that.